Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. Podcasting live to our patrons on what's been a bit of a wild Sunday night or Sunday day of football. Joined by Tony. How are you doing, mate?
Good evening.
Good evening. And Ben, what about you, mate? You all good?
Not too bad. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting by. I was thinking of pulling the sickie after that result, but it's all good fun, isn't it?
All the teams are blowing it at the top of the leagues, aren't they? Even in the championship. No one's picking up wins.
That's one for you Leeds fans.
Yeah, up the Leeds.
Sammy Smodics.
Apart from one that never loses. City at the top still.
Yeah.
That's what they've got in it. That is what they've got. Been there, done it.
Well, we'll come on to that.
Fixture, didn't they?
What's that?
They did have the easiest fixture.
Yeah. Probably.
I'll tell you what, all three sides this weekend at top of the Premier League was bankers, weren't they, to win. Villa were 10-1. 10-1 today. That's bookies price. That's huge. Crystal Palace. I didn't see what price it was at Liverpool, but Liverpool got to be beating Crystal Palace at home.
It's the nerves, isn't it? The nerves are kicking in.
It happens. It happens, doesn't it? It's pressure.
I mentioned we're streaming to our Patreon members. We've got a good turnout today. We've got Andy in the chat. Good evening. Nathan Wisby. Evening. Graham's dropping a good evening as well. Jazz. Evening. Matt Woolley. C. Tobes. Nathan Wisby. And Baz. Cheers for joining us, guys. Yeah, Baz absolutely smashing it as always. He's right up there now, isn't he? Is he overtaking you yet?
Not yet, but he will be far off. He's pulling boosters out his horses, Baz. He's got 12th man this week. 12th man this week. He's still got. I know he's still got a bench boost sneaking in somewhere as well. He's
bench boost.
He's at. Sorry, bench boost.
Park the bus.
Park the bus. Sorry. There you go. He might have a bench boost with all boosters he's pulling out, but yeah.
Booster Baz. We'll have to rename him.
Baz boost us.
He's having a good season. I want to get him back on pod.
Well, we'll go straight into player total points. Top scorers for game week 31 so far. We're podcasting on Sunday, so there's still obviously European fixtures to go. Anthony Gordon, top of the list for the week so far with an 18-pointer.
Look at that pretty face.
Ugh. Followed up by another pretty face in Bruno Fernandes. A pretty face that Baz actually has in his team currently. He brought him in this week.
Yeah.
What a call that was, getting him a week early. Is he on your radars for next week?
Yeah, I was trying to balance this out because it is a great shout from Baz. But then I was also thinking, right, if Kudos does the business this weekend, he's got 8 points so far, so he needs to get another 8 to match Fernandes, which he got against Leverkusen midweek last week.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking hopefully that evens itself out. But yeah, I mean, fair shout. If the points are on the board for Fernandes now, you're happy with 16, aren't you? In a double, I'd be pretty happy with that. So yeah, good shout there, Baz. 1 second, I'll let these little mutts in because they're yapping at back door here.
Did you see the penalty shout, Ben, or the pen that he won? Bruno?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, controversial one. I'm sure Tony would have seen it, but yeah, he seems to get quite fortunate with these penalties. I think Bruno off his shoulder, hit into the. Did you hear that, Tony?
Yeah. Wireless headphones in there, so I'm. It's fortunate.
But that's what happens, isn't it? Like a lot of the time, we think we've chose a blinding pick, but it can be a Palmer pen, it can be a Bruno pen. It was a Haaland pen yesterday. It was a Salah pen the week before. That I think it's a decent advert for why we need to keep choosing these pen takers, I think.
Yeah, because like you say, it takes one dodgy foul one dodgy penalty, and it saved the week, hadn't it, for the players. Like Salah, we were so off it against United the other week, but then rocked up with a penalty. And then Haaland, other than possibly his chance in the first minute, he's 1-on-1. And then he somehow looped the ball in off the head of Luton defender. But after that, he didn't really have a sniff much. And the penalty saved the day for him. Gets him up to 11 points and gives us a 22-point haul, which at this moment in time is looking nice against that Salah.
We had your boy Doku with a 15-pointer, goal,
honestly,
2 assists, and one mark off of max bonus. So he had 11 player performance marks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. He's top drawer, Doku. I know a lot of people call him Donku and and the likes, and it can be frustrating, but yeah, nice little haul that. I'm sure on the live stream as well, we had somebody, didn't we, sending a message about Doku will haul this week. So
didn't one of us say? One of us, I think we said you have to go for Kudus, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was it instead? Hopefully, well, he's not made the. Has he made the list, Kudus? He's not made the list here, but that weren't a bad showing from Kudus, was it? Was it 8
no,
points?
again in a 2-0 defeat, 8 points.
5
made the max bonus. Yeah.
Coming out his ears, the bonus points, aren't they?
Yeah. They are. I'll tell you who's up there as well. Another mate of mine. I love him. Think he's great. Cunha. Back into the team. 2 goals. 14 points this week. Honestly, I brought him into FPL. If he's doubling, he's in my team.
He's doubling next week, mate.
Yeah. So,
there you are then.
Is he? Is he in? Yeah. He's in.
Let me see. Where's the fixtures?
Two home fixtures, yeah. Arsenal and Bournemouth.
Oh, he's coming in.
A wounded Arsenal as well.
Luton at home the week after in a single.
Oh, God, getting a hard on.
Ben, was Vardiel, was he your shout? Because on the live stream, I wasn't sure on going Ben White or Vardiel. I was always thinking Ben White, but you almost convinced me.
Yeah, you pressed for that, didn't you, Ben? Vardiel, good shout, mate.
But you didn't expect him to score again, did we?
No. No, and that's the thing as well. I was just thinking. So he played 90 minutes, didn't he? Because he got the goal and the assist really late on. Do you not think they play a Kanji there at left back against Real Madrid?
Don't know. He's on fire, isn't he?
I know, and attacking wise, but two of those Real Madrid goals midweek came down Vardiol's side. I know one was deflection. Can't really do too much about that, but obviously Valverde cutting in for that. They both come down that left-hand side or the right-hand side of Real Madrid. So I wonder whether a Kanji might come in or even Ake.
Yeah, that's what I was worried of. Ake, I said we thought that Ake might come back, and he made the bench, didn't he?
Yep.
He relies on Ake. So good defensively, Ake.
Walker was on the bench as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, which is a big, big boost for them. If they can get him on against Vinicius, that's what they need.
Any interest in Eze for the double game week? 12 points in that Liverpool game.
Yeah.
Obviously,
we need a free hit, don't we, for this game week 32 free hit?
Yeah, yeah.
Bring in a couple of double game week players that you don't want the week after. There's loads there. You'd have a little punt on.
Yeah, I feel like this is looking like a little bit of a wild card sort of style weekend, isn't it? Or game week. I don't think there's anything really else of note on there that would be that interested in. So we'll go on to top 1K ownership. We did cover it a little bit on the deadline stream. We do a deadline stream sort of an hour before every first kickoff. So do join us for that next week. Game week 31, top 1K ownership. Ben, anything that's jumped out to you?
Yeah, De Bruyne has gone up now, hasn't he? 81%. Sorry. 81%. He's shot right up now. Saka's shot back up again. 90%. We all got done over by Foden, didn't we? All the leaks were saying he was starting. Don't know what happened there. All reliable leaks as well, saying Foden was starting at the weekend. So everyone held on to Foden or brought him back in. Did you bring him back in, Tony?
Yep, I had Watkins in, and obviously with Foden starting, that changed my mind, so I brought Foden back.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one.
It was a bad.
It hurts a little bit, but I mean, it's one of them. Everyone had the same news, and I'm not going to go crying about it. Yeah.
The only thing is with Foden, I suppose, is that he is someone that you're going to want. As soon as they're fit, you're going to want them. So it's not like you've got them in and then you want them back out again.
Yeah. The odd bit to take would be if City go out of Europe now, Villa go through, Watkins scores another couple, and then that'll be a little bit painful. But again, I'm not the only person, and especially up near the top, all these engaged managers who are up in top 500, top 1K, like everyone vying for positions. I'm not gonna be the only one that got burnt by that.
There's an argument you can be a bit too engaged, isn't there, when it comes to fantasy football? Because I think there's people that ended up keeping Ollie Watkins, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, I know. But across the course of the season, I don't want to sound like a manager about penalty decisions and all that stuff, but across the course of the season, because if I did my subs early doors just to make sure I had them done, I had Watkins in and Ben White in. So if I hadn't done the live deadline stream and I went out doing a Saturday morning shot with misses and I didn't look at my team again, I'd have kept Watkins, Foden wouldn't have started, and I went, oh, bloody hell, that had been a stroke of luck. But if you do that every weekend, you're going to get burned way more than what you get burned on them early leagues. So, yeah,
that's what drives me mad about Twitter. Like the people that are giving out the leaks on a weekly basis. Obviously, there are the ones that are just chancers, hoping they get it right, hoping for retweets and likes and all that stuff. But there are some that we all sort of acknowledge are usually pretty correct.
Yeah.
And people are saying that they're receiving death threats and all that sort of stuff. It's just ridiculous. Like over the course of the season, if they do get one or two wrong here or there, I feel like we're definitely better for having them than not at all.
Yeah. It's pretty much the FPL crowd that I did. That like to attack these people that help us out to a degree as well. There's a lot of reliable sources out there. And this is pretty much like, we've not had it in the Dream Team community because, well, it's been a UK-based game mainly. And I think we're pretty much quite respectful over here. And yeah, whatever goes on around the world, they just, death threats and, oh, you told me Foden started, now I want to cut you up, and it all goes a little bit dark, doesn't it?
There's a lot less people playing Dream Team though compared to FPL, so I reckon
there's not even any money on the line, mate. There's not even any money.
Oh yeah, but if there was 11 million Dream Team players, I'm sure that would up the wrong uns.
yeah, exactly. And now, obviously, with it being open to the rest of the world, I mean, it might get that way. They might be dropping death threats into these chats shortly. Give it a couple of seasons.
Here we go.
Tony told me to put Rico Lewis in this week.
Most transferred in by a top 1K. Saka 35%. Yeah. Limping all over the place again.
Yeah, they're a bit of in and out with him, weren't they? He was flagged last week, so a bit of doubt. Some people took him out. Some people didn't bring him in. Obviously, this week, I think everybody wanted Saka. Excuse me.
Still 4 points, though, and 1 player performance mark off for getting 3 bonus. It just goes to show, because I don't think he was in that game that much.
No, it wasn't.
That was all right.
couple of opportunities. One that whisked just past that post, and that was a Ben White pass as well.
Yeah.
I think he put that in bottom corner, son. Yeah, of course.
Does that Vardio assist? He literally gave it to Doku, who just went on a ridiculous dribble and then slotted one in.
I know.
Anything else jumping out? Most transferred in? Any of your guys up there?
Yeah, kudos there at 10%. It's big transfer, that, isn't it? He's so good. So good. Just watching. I don't know if you watched the West Ham game, because everyone would probably be watching the Liverpool game. I watched the West Ham game instead. He's bloody brilliant. He's so good on that ball. His dribbles, his skills, working a little bit of space for a shot. He's unreal. He has to go. If West Ham don't win the European tie and they fail to get European football next year, he has to go to a bigger side. He's unbelievable.
Ben, you brought him in. Are you still going to take him straight back out again after?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really want to, but I've got to bring in a double game week player. I got my eye on a few.
What about you, Tony? You thinking you're going to take him out as well?
Yeah, I'll probably have to with single. I'm hoping they can somehow overturn that deficit with Leverkusen and carry on in Europe. But yeah, eyes on Cunha now, another mate of mine.
Ollie Watkins, only 4.2. Reckon people will hop on, even though he hasn't got the double, has he, next week?
No. Though it's not too bad.
It's going to depend, isn't it, this week, and the European fixtures, how they go.
And then most transferred out, obviously Bowen with his injury at 66%, but Cole Palmer, 35. Can you see yourself bringing him back in now? He's got back-to-back double game weeks coming up, even though the first one's pretty hard.
As hard as it gets, doesn't it? Man City in the cup and Arsenal away. But
I mean, you're playing a Chelsea side that has nothing to play for, really. Like, they're literally banging mid-table. They're literally just playing for fame now. Cole Palmer, probably a player who's playing for a place in the England side, or at least getting on that plane to the Euros. A nervy Man City, a nervy Arsenal.
We're playing for the cup, though. That one of them's a cup game, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, out can happen. Palmer, penalty taker.
Loads of
thinking about bringing him in?
Yeah. But Cunha's got a double. It depends how different I want to go. This week, it's been very template this week, hasn't it? I've climbed up a few spaces so far midweek. Like, we're obviously halfway through. We've got all the European games to come, but I have climbed, even going template. I just want to get in that top 21. We need to do something a little bit different to get there, though.
Kelleher, 8.3% took him out. He's now been displaced in the Prem, so Alisson was back today. We thought it might happen. But we'll still probably get that midweek game, would you say?
Yeah. I think he'll play in Europe.
Yeah.
But I don't see him getting a clean sheet. I think the top six there, I think there's no regrets at the minute from all them withdrawals. I think they're good transfers out. Palmer could probably burn a few, but
and then lastly, before we start heading towards these questions, Top 1K captaincy. We were pretty happy with our choice so far. Haaland with the 79%.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not as high as we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be like 90%, didn't we, on Sunday?
Yeah.
On Saturday, sorry. So, yeah, I'm glad it's not that high.
Yeah, I was surprised that Salah was as high as 17. It wasn't so surprising that Haaland were down at 80, but it was surprising that with how Klopp attacked the last Atalanta game, that people wouldn't be a little bit worried of thinking, is Salah going to get 2 games here? If you think Liverpool win if Liverpool beat Crystal Palace and they're back at the top of the league sat there, is he going to risk Salah away at Atalanta trying to overturn a 3-0 deficit in a possible injury?
That's what's blown it open now, though, isn't it? Because before you would have thought,
Yeah,
if they'd have beat Palace and and then Arsenal had lost, you'd think they're going to focus on the league. But now, who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, yeah, he's probably going to play full strength now, is he not?
Yeah, we can't change it though. Deadline's gone. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with
Tony, I think you've tempted a few in the chat with Cunha. Baz Bestas says he's interested in him, and Matt Woolley, he said if most English clubs go out of Europe, he'll be thinking about bringing him in.
Oh, he honestly is brilliant.
Baz is just trying to block you off, though, isn't he?
That's mind games.
Yeah, Bazzy's gonna have to drop a couple of forwards, isn't he, to get his part of the bus in anyway. So,
quick shout out to some of the guys in the chat as well. So Matt Woolley was saying 2 right on the penalty takers. Never understood people bringing up expected non-penalty stats because obviously it happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
we had a fair few with the likes of Palmer. Rado and Higgins joined us as well. So evening to you. And Nathan Wisby, he's looking at a couple differentials, but his tip is not Sarabia.
No, to be fair though, his Sarabia pick outscored Haaland that week. So,
just a quick reminder, obviously just our patrons currently watching, but if you could all leave a like on the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. And then if you're watching in the future when this goes live to everyone, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Ben, want to take us over the fixtures? Obviously, there's that little gap in 33.
Yeah, we've got Man City. We've got 2 home games this week. Sorry, I'm looking at 31 there. Man City's got Chelsea in the cup and Brighton away as a rearranged game. So we've got a few rearranged matches in game week 32. Man United are playing basically 2 championship teams. Coventry in the FA Cup and Sheffield United at home. Yeah. Nice double there. You got Arsenal's got Wolves away and Chelsea at home. Liverpool, Fulham away, Everton away. Chelsea have pretty hard double. Man City in the cup and Arsenal away. And then you've got your cannon fodder down at the bottom.
Everton, don't say that about Wolves.
Everton. Well, I'll pull a couple out. Right, Palace have got 2 home games: West Ham at home, Newcastle at home. Tough matches, but they could win them.
Just beat Liverpool away.
I know.
It's the Adam Wharton effect.
Yeah. He played for Rovers, didn't he?
He used to play for Rovers, mate. Big Rovers fan. He lives just over the side of the hill.
Wolves have got Arsenal at home and Bournemouth at home, but they're at home, so might pull a little shock out there. What do you think, Scott?
No, we'll be all right.
The rest is like Everton's got 2 home games: Forest and Liverpool. Sheffield United have Burnley and Man United away, so they probably win them too, won't they? Bournemouth have got Villa away and Wolves away. Anything exciting there for you, lads?
I just think Wolves, Cunha against they need to bounce back now, Arsenal. That is such an important game away at Wolves now because they've got Chelsea at home after that. That's a big 2 games. Pressure's on now.
Do you know what? Is the pressure on now or is the pressure off now?
Well, no, because they've been so good all season, Arsenal. They've been so good. You don't want one bad result to scupper it. But in their heads now, they were thinking, that's our home game gone. We're going to go to play Wolves who again,
midweek's going to have a midweek against Bayern is going to have a big big turning point on how the whole feel good factor is going to be, isn't it? If we go through in the Champions League, I feel like
you
there's
could
going to be
really bounce back and probably
could be a
hammer Wolves.
bit of a buzz going around after that. But yeah, hard to know. The United one though, the United one obviously really interesting for like Bruno, who obviously has been delivering on points big time lately. A lot of double figures there. Hit the crossbar as well as those 2 goals.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I was looking at this thinking, yeah, defense as well could be interesting, but they were terrible at the back. Honestly, awful. I think the stat popped up on Match of the Day. It was like they've got the second most shots conceded in the Premier League out of any team. Second worst behind Luton, I think it was.
Yep.
I
still stand by this. I think Coventry beats them. I do.
Wembley as well.
They're struggling as well. They've just gone. They lose.
Yeah, they've had a shaky few weeks, but
getting sidetracked by that FA Cup game.
Yeah, they probably are. But I think their front lads can definitely cause some trouble to that United back line.
Yeah, just quickly to add to that as well. In game week 33, we have the European semi-final first leg, and 34 is the second leg. So
does it show on there? Does it?
Eh?
It doesn't show on there, does it?
Yeah. So yeah, at the moment we're looking not looking great for English teams. Man City's probably got the advantage because they're at home, but they're drawing with Real Madrid, and Arsenal's got to go to Bayern. It's a draw at the moment. Obviously, they can turn it around, but it's going to be hard going there and winning. Liverpool's, I reckon, they're pretty much blown it, playing reserves at home and losing 3-0. So, Chelsea's guaranteed to have a double because they're playing Villa and Tottenham. There is another double. Sorry, there's a double in there for Tottenham in 33 as well. Arsenal, Chelsea, but they've got another double in 35. But yeah, it's all hard for Tottenham. It's like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Burnley, Man City, Sheffield United at the end. So probably avoid that Tottenham now. And Villa look like they could do it, but they're only one goal ahead from the home leg. They give a goal away at the end, so we've got to go to Lille. But yeah, they could have a double in 33. So that's and West Ham have got Leverkusen, which have just won the Bundesliga today with a 5-0 win. So that's the league sewn up. So they can concentrate on Europe. So they've got to come to West Ham, but yeah, I can't see West Ham overturning that. So they won't have possibly won't have a double in game 33 or 34. So yeah, lots of teams possibly going out.
If you'd had to guess who's going through, are you guys both just saying City and Villa?
I'm still backing Arsenal. I think they can do it. But it's going to be tough.
It's even tougher now, isn't it? Off the back of that, off the back of that defeat, I just think it puts a little bit more pressure on that game. Pressure they didn't really want.
Mm.
Yeah, as much as they were going to tell themselves, like, oh, we'll sort of be fine. It's going to be in the back of the head now that, oh, maybe we've surrendered to the league and now this is all we've got. So it's like an extra layer, almost.
Yeah.
Maybe they can just concentrate on the European game now.
It could be it could be a wake-up call, though, couldn't it? It could really be I feel like we looked like we attacked that game a bit too much. Whereas that Man City approach that we had, sort of, we've done all right playing the big teams with that sort of defensive sort of style. So yeah, maybe a little wake-up call might not hurt.
I think they've got to go to Bayern and just quiet the crowd down and put the pressure on Bayern, because they've just lost the league like with an absolute whimper. So the fans, and there's pressure on that squad now to go and deliver in the Champions League. So yeah, Arsenal, if they could just silence it for the first 20-25 minutes, that crowd will get on back of them and then go and win the game, hopefully.
So looking at that 33, see yourself going apart from Palmer, I'd say. 33 or 32, really. Are there any ones outside that you might look at going for? Maybe in that sort of bottom half. You said Cunha. Would you look at maybe a Solanke or an Eze, or is that too extreme? Because they're not going to have any other doubles.
Eze is a bonus magnet as well, isn't he? It's just, when will he get through them 3 games over the 2 game weeks? Because you can never trust Eze or Elise to stay fit for a sustained period. Cunha's just come back from injury for Wolves, but he's made an appearance off the bench, I think, for 45 minutes, and then he's just played 90. So I always like to see him come back and have a game or 2 before then jumping on them. So, I mean, he got 2 goals as well, which isn't really off-putting. Yeah, they're probably the ones that you've mentioned are probably the only ones. Solanke took his goal nice this weekend against United. On penalties, you wouldn't bet against him getting a couple of goals in that double, but 12-man card would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna bust out a big differential, this feels like it's gonna be the week, isn't it?
I think it's got to. Yeah, it's got that feel to it.
If you're interested in becoming one of our Patreon members, there's a link in the description below. Obviously, you can join us in the chat like our Patreon members are currently on YouTube. You get access to our Discord. You get updated player watch lists from Connor, exclusive articles and the rest. And we've got a link to our merch in the description below. We're going to come on to some talking points and questions. We've sort of covered the title race, I think, a fair bit, haven't we? I think we've done enough on. I think we've done enough on the title race. I'm quite sure. Are you?
No, we have.
Well, one thing that come up in our Discord. Do you think the current positions in the title race is going to affect your sort of dream team picks or decisions currently?
No, I don't think it's a title race. That's all about European football, isn't it?
It's not changed the title race hasn't changed the fixtures at all. No one's going to rest players yet.
No, everyone's still in it. There's only 2 points in it still. It's a very, very bad day for Liverpool and Arsenal. Extremely bad. City fans up and down will be celebrating, but still 1 win in it. You know what I mean?
It only feels so bad because City do not drop points very often, isn't it? But in terms of actual dream team picks, I think it doesn't make a difference really.
No, not to us, no.
What do you reckon, Ben?
No, it's not. It's what happens in midweek in Europa, in the European games. So, yeah, that will make my decision. Because they'll have an extra 2 games the teams will go through.
Well, that's what we said, isn't it? The European qualification. So I feel like we're a little bit in limbo this week until we know what happens in this midweek. I think that's going to be a bit of a caveat to any of the questions that we got. It's going to be dependent on what happens midweek.
Yeah.
But we've got Magoo in the chat or in the listener questions. Is Raya still the pick to replace Kelleher? You've got Edison, Tony. He's back in the mix.
I'd at this moment in time, I'd probably rather have Raya. I just think City throw goals away. Arsenal obviously conceded 2 today, but I just think if I could choose, I'm not going to change him, but if I could choose and I had the keeper set now, I'd probably want Raya.
Yeah, I've got him and I'm perfectly happy with him at the minute. I wouldn't go Alisson because he's not going to. Well, they're not looking very good at the back. Is that 9 games now, no clean sheets, and he's going to rotate. Yeah. Ben, if you could have a free stab at a new goalkeeper, who do you go for?
Because I think Man City's got more chance of going through, I think I probably would go for Edison. Edison will have a single next week because he won't play in the FA Cup. But longer term, if City go through and Arsenal don't, then they'll have a double in 33 and double in 34 and 35. And then if they get through in the FA Cup, they'll have, and the Champions League to the final, they'll have a double in 37 as well. So that's probably where I go at Edison. I just have a feeling that they've got more chance of getting through. I still back Arsenal to do it, but I just have a feeling that Man City got a better chance. There's Martinez is a decent shout as well. They should be getting through. Obviously single next week, but then it'll be double 33, double 34, and then 36 and 37. They'll have a single if they get to the final of the Europa. Sorry, they'll have a double in. Sorry, where is it?
33,
yeah,
34.
33. 36 and 37, they'll be in the final of the Europa Conference League. 37 on the Wednesday. The 29th is the final.
Yeah, I've eaten my words with him because I said I wasn't particularly keen on the.
He's a bugger, isn't he?
The Villa defence, but he had a really good game tonight.
Is that 2 clean sheets against Arsenal now?
Yeah, was it 1-0 the other game?
Yeah, it was 1-0. Yeah.
Clean sheet against Man City. The other one.
He gets up for it in those games. That's why he's a decent cup keeper. I feel like he needs a little bit of edge, doesn't he?
Yeah. They keep conceding silly goals, and then look at the Brentford game. They conceded 3 against Brentford, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then when they play the top sides, they get themselves up for it.
I just think he gets a bit more protection in them games, doesn't he? Because they obviously sit back a little bit more, and it seems to suit them.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There were some big chances for us to score today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should have scored. Yeah.
But yeah, clean sheet's a clean sheet, isn't it?
Anyone fancy Onana?
I wasn't. Do you know what? I wasn't. I didn't think it was a bad shout when I've seen a few people say it recently, but I watched that United Bournemouth game, and I'm put right off, to be honest. that all over the place at the back.
Best fixtures on paper though: Coventry, Sheffield United, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Then it's Arsenal, Newcastle double, Brighton, and then if they get to the final in 37, they'll have FA Cup final. But yeah, like I say, lots of save points but possibly not the clean sheet.
Yeah, just too much chaos at the back there, I think. I still probably would go for it, part of the bus wise, because it's still they are the best fixtures, isn't it? But goalkeeper wise, I'd probably just stick with the European goalkeepers. I think
only 1.9% owned in the top 1K now. Onana.
The problem is though, if you're going for a differential, you want like some big points. I don't think there's going to be massive differences in the points. He's never going to haul, is he?
They need any one of the top scoring goalkeepers.
I think he is the top.
Yeah, he's the top one. He's 18 points clear. But Emi Martinez is second.
Top scoring keeper if I play for United and pepper with 570 shots. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, what happens?
Fixtures are good on paper, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, they've got 2 cracking fixtures. But that's a massive game at Wembley for Coventry. Massive. They'll concede.
Well, Coventry choked at Wembley last time, didn't they? So.
Oh, dear, he's the Leicester fans coming out at him.
We've got Villa options. I know we've just touched on Martinez there. Ollie Watkins, I think we've got to start with him. Will you be considering him? It's a single, isn't it, this week? But maybe after that.
Consider him. But yeah, so I'll probably dive away this week. But if they can get through in Europe, then I'd wish I had him this week. Obviously, with the Foden news, Well, I would have had him.
I'll take it back to Magoo's second part of the question, because he had the second part of his question was any picks outside of Foden, Haaland, and Saka that you think are season-long holds. based on City and Arsenal qualifying. But I think I'd throw Watkins in there if they get through.
If they go through this round, he is. Oh yeah, he's a hold for the rest of the season, I'd say.
I'm on Darwin, and I said I'd be patient with him, but it's running out. It's wearing thin.
Yeah, I chose between Nunes and Diaz, and I think I probably just about got it right, but he could score so many, couldn't he, Nunes? He's one of them who threatens to haul all the time. But
About you, Ben? Any season keepers you like the look of?
No, I like that shout, Watkins. Yeah, if he gets through from 33, I think he can hold him through straight through to the end. But yeah, Man City midfielders, I think you can hold through to the end. Like your Rodri, Bernardo Silva, defenders as well for Man City, Arsenal as well. It's if they've got the extra games, you can jump on Odegaard, Havertz maybe. But yeah, I like the Watkins shout the most.
On that question, Salah, if they go out, is Salah going to be a season keeper for you? He's got so much pedigree, hasn't he, over the course of the seasons, but been a little bit disappointing last couple of weeks.
yeah, he doesn't. He's not as scary as he used to be going against him, which we've found for a few weeks now. Obviously, they go out midweek to Atalanta, which is looking likely. They start the double in 32, so you wouldn't do anything then. You just leave him in for Fulham Everton. Then you've got a choice to make, because would he be a mate weight for somebody who's doubling for obviously Europe? He might go through. Chelsea have a double, Spurs have a double. He might want to bring in Son, or I think Salah's ownership will drop. Yeah, it becomes less dangerous because he won't be having any doubles. So,
not willing to put him in season keeper.
No, because I think he could be. Yeah, you could take a single Salah. You could take on with a double player from any team. I think at this moment in time.
What about you, Ben? What do you reckon?
I wouldn't be in no rush to get rid of him. Let's put it that way. It'll be the last player I take out if he's the last single game week player I've got. Yeah. But yeah, you could. So if say that Man City get through, then they'll have a double and a double. So there'll be a 6 for 3 over Salah. So you could possibly do that, and then obviously, if City get all the way to the final in the FA Cup and the Champions League, then they've got the double in 37, which is after the Premier League finishes anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd be the last player to take out. Really, he's got penalties. Penalties, loves shot, get an assist, a few goals. So yeah, he'd be the last player to take out. So be wary taking him out because he'll still be quite highly owned.
It's not like he's been quiet these last few games. It's just like the ball hasn't just been going in, is it? He's been getting the chances.
Yeah.
City options. Obviously, Foden, KDB, Haaland are pretty much nailed in most teams at this point, aren't they? Tempted by an extra midfielder for the running?
Yes, especially if they get through. Yeah. Rodri, now he's had a rest. Very tempting. I think he'll probably play every fixture from now till end. Picks up plenty of points, could pop up with a goal. Yeah, Rodri, I like Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. I like the look of Bernardo Silva because he always comes in when these important games, these hard games. He comes in and puts a shift in, gets the odd goal and assist and that. Obviously, Doku is very explosive, but he ain't guaranteed to play. I wouldn't be surprised if he's benched for the Real Madrid game midweek.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be scared of putting in a few defenders. Obviously, with the extra games, and even if they get rested, they might come on for a few minutes and get a couple of extra points. But they won't rotate loads. Like the good players will play all the games. Like Rico Lewis will get rotated. Like he won't play all the games, but I wouldn't be scared of putting in like a Vardiol or a Diaz or an Akanji or something like that, and then just leaving him in there, hoping he plays. If he misses one, he misses one. But they'll have loads of games. Man City.
I suppose if you're doing that, a sort of pick like that now would be like a season hold now, wouldn't it? I think that you don't want to be messing about with it in and outs at the back.
Yeah, definitely not.
We're nearly there now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, that's hence why we went Ben White this week. Vardiol we knew he was starting, so he's obviously a good pick for this week. But whether he plays midweek and then plays going forward when you've got a Kanji and Ake at the same spot, I think the better long-term pick was Ben White. But was there 3 points between them this week?
Yeah, so far.
But then you're pretty sure Ben White plays the next.
Him coming off.
Well, yeah, we have got a little bit lucky, but yeah, do you know what? As well, I'd love Pep just to say, do you know what? Sod this. I'm going to put Doku up against Carvajal at Real Madrid and play him from the start and let him try and run rings around him, because Real Madrid you see the team is quite young. It's got no fear. They've got such a good pace and energy about them. Rodrigo and Vinny Jr. and Bellingham and stuff. When they blast forward, they're so quick and they're really, really good on transition. And I just think, just give them a little bit back. Give them a bit of Doku. I think he'd have a very good game down that side for City. So yeah, be nice.
I know this episode's been quite Europe heavy, but we've got Lee Doc's question is, in your opinion, is game week 32 the only realistic option left for part of the bus? In terms of double game weeks, we're kind of looking only at the cup competitions after this, aren't we? Really?
Yeah.
Any other realistic options, or would you just play it in 32? I think I'd go 32.
I think we touched on it. Was it at the live stream or last pod? Whichever one it was, we were saying about the closer you get to the end, the more pressure on it there is. And I think you've got a double that you can set for this week now. I think Dalot's a good option from United for your buzz. Baz, switch off, stop listening. You've got some players that could score quite well in this 32, and you can get to them, and you're away from them in that single pretty easily. So 32 for me, yeah.
Wouldn't be one of our pods without a best captain picks question. Do you want to take this, Ben? Best captain picks for game week 32. What are you thinking?
Just quickly on the chip options.
On the bus. Oh, sorry. Yep.
I was looking, and 32 is your best week. But if you can't get there is a possible 38 double with the rearranged games. Man City, Man United, Newcastle, Brighton, Tottenham, and Fulham. Brighton and Tottenham and Chelsea have doubles. But the league could be over by then, so there might be rotation. So I'd probably avoid doing that and try and get it done in 32. There will be a double in 37 if Man City can get to the final, but that's putting a lot of risk of them getting to two finals, because there'll be an FA Cup final and a Champions League final in 37. So, but yeah, I think you've got to go for it this week. If you if you only had 4 defenders for the part of the bus this in game week 32, would you just do it?
What if
If
I
you
couldn't
could-
You only
get
had
Smith?
what? Sorry.
If you had so you're at 3 at the back and you've got an injury,
Yeah.
so you can only put 4 defenders in for part of the bus this week. Would you just go for it and get it out of the way?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you knew that they're all going to play doubles, I would do it. We've got Wesley Mells on Twitter as well with the part of the bus. He was saying, is it worth sacrificing the defender if it meant being able to get Bruno Fernandes in for the good double? So he's considering 4 at the back as well. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Would you play 4 to get Bruno?
Yeah, definitely. On penalties, in form.
I told myself I'd only play it with 5, but as we
I think at this stage, I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody were playing it with 4 at the back and we're in game week 10, I'd be saying you're absolutely crazy. Like, plan better. Let's look for another double. Let's try and get 5 and maximise it. But as we know, doubles bring up all sorts of opportunities. You got to try and say, oh, they're better defensive fixtures, they're better attacking fixtures. And it's a minefield. So, like United, would you rather have 2 United defenders against Coventry and Sheffield United, or would you rather have Fernandes attacking them?
Yeah, Bruno.
It's tricky because it's like 4 for 2, isn't it? They're getting double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it goes off and they score well, yeah. So if Super Fernando goes off and scores a couple of goals in each game, but United conceding both of them, and both your defenders get a yellow card, they're getting nothing. They're next to nothing. And if you didn't have Fernandes, it's one of them. This part of the bus, it's tricky. The part of the bus, Chip. It's tricky.
Yeah, on those captain picks for 32, would you do Bruno?
Oh, it's got to be tempting, hasn't it?
Obviously,
I think he'll be quite
Haaland's
high,
up there, isn't he? Haaland's obviously up there. He's probably going to be the most popular again. Would you say?
He's a safe option, but I think Bruno's got to be up there. I think he'll be quite highly captained because I think a lot of people will bring him in this week as well. It'd be interesting if someone goes like Cunha.
Who'd do that?
Put it all on the line.
I think because that Man U double's there, it's putting me off the Cunha or the Crystal Palace double. Like if I knew Crystal Palace and Wolves were only doubling this week, I'd be tempted. But because of that, I'm playing two championship fodder teams. I just think you got to target that. So Bruno Fernandes come in for that, I think.
The only thing I would say is obviously it's been a bad week for Arsenal and Liverpool this week. They might end up being differentials. You could end up with a Salah being really overlooked, potentially, couldn't you? If he has a disappointing midweek as well.
Yeah.
Then Fulham away, Everton away. They're not bad fixtures for Salah either. I will keep an eye on that one.
I think if it wasn't Luton this week for City, I think Salah would have been a lot higher. Like captain, his captain percentage would be a hell of a lot higher. It does change week to week. People do flip, but there's a lot of engaged managers, all our Patreon, all the people that probably listen to us on YouTube. They've got their head screwed on, and I don't think they flip just because of form. I think a lot of time it's down to fixtures and past form maybe against such teams. And I think a lot of people got their heads screwed on.
Is Palmer a no-go with City, Arsenal?
I don't think he's a no-go. No, definitely not. I think captaincy's probably pushing it. Put him in your team. I would definitely not go against getting him back in. penalty taker. Chelsea could easily earn a couple of penalties there. Palmer, point to prove against City. Big game that. So yeah, I won't go against that. I'd get him in team, but there's some better options for captain. It's one of them. It's like I'm looking at it and going, I want Fernandes, possibly Palmer, but then Cunha. Cunha's such a good differential.
Cunha Matata.
Honestly.
What about Mateta?
Get Cunha and Mateta. Yeah. I just think, could you imagine if Cunha shot me up to top 10? I'd be fucking well happy, wouldn't I? I'd probably never stop singing that song. So, yeah. I think Bruno's going to be massively owned this week. Whether that's 12th man or I think everyone who's got the 12th man is bringing him in for that.
But then they can't captain him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think that's where Baz has probably got a bit of a head start on people, because I'm guessing that Baz will captain him this week now after bringing him in and putting De Bruyne as 12th man.
Yeah, if you bring Palmer in for this week, you'll get a double next week as well. That's one to think about.
Yeah,
but it's really tricky fixtures. I mean, next week's a bit better, but it's still got to go to Villa Park and play Tottenham at home, which is a local derby. So, yeah,
they've got probably them 4 fixtures. Well, they are probably the hardest 4 fixtures they could have. That's the top 4, 5, isn't it?
Yeah, apart from Liverpool, yeah.
I mean, that week after, when we're looking at Palmer, like, obviously, I feel like I'm going to be switching between like a third striker and a fifth midfielder quite a lot.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Palmer or like a Watkins for that 33? If Watkins has got Chelsea home and then potential Europa,
Olympiacos or Fenerbahce it is.
Yeah,
I think I'd go Watkins.
Yeah, I think Watkins could have.
Because he'll have the double the week after that as well.
Like I say, Villa is still going for Champions League places as well. Obviously, it's really competitive up there. So it's not like he's going to get rested or anything like that. They're going on 2 fronts now, aren't they, Villa? So, yeah.
Fun game week this. Looking forward to this
is.
one. I think that rounds up our talking points. Obviously, we had a few questions that were fairly similar, so we sort of covered it amongst the talking points. Quick look at team updates. We're all very similar. 60, 61, and 61.
Yeah.
You stunned me by a point.
Template FC, that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's Newcastle and Man United's fault for going out too early.
It is.
You start us off, Ben. Go on.
Yeah, so I brought in Odegaard and Kudus. Kudus is a 1-week punt just because he got bonus points coming out his ears. So I brought him in and he got another 5 bonus points. And I was hoping for an attacking return as well with them being at home. But they got dipped by Fulham. So, yeah, 8 points. I'm pretty happy with that, though. Odegaard come in for Bradley, Bradley got 1, Odegaard got 3, and should have another 90 minutes out of Odegaard in Munich. Bowen come out for Kudus, who was injured. Raya 1 point, Gabriel 0, Van Dijk 3. Ben White went off early, got the clean sheet points, happy days, 9 points. De Bruyne 7, Foden didn't play in the end. Saka 4, Salah 3, and Haaland 11. Captain 22.
I'll tell you what, Odegaard was actually really, really good today. I don't know how he's come away with like 3 points compared to Saka with 4, because Odegaard was so much better.
Yeah, and then playing second half. First half, he was brilliant. He was literally big. He was pulling all the strings, weren't he?
Yeah. The bonus points don't suit him though for some reason.
No, it's good. You know, it's because he plays all these really good sort of passes, but they're never the
Pass.
Well, yeah, it's not always the pass. It's the one before the pass, for example. But yeah,
They can't.
splitting them open.
They can't get the ball off him. He doesn't get the bonus points for getting tackled.
Yeah,
You know, like Kudus and Maddison and Grealish, they get the bonus points for like falling over.
Yeah, they get kicked. They get kicked, and that's it. That's it. One player performance mark.
Ben, Tony, want to go for yours?
Yeah, just 2 subs this week, which I brought in Ben White for Connor Bradley. Obviously with Trent's looming reappearance. So yeah, Ben White, nice 9 points as he got subbed and kept a clean sheet. Last minute change. I did go Watkins in for Palmer, but hearing that Foden was starting against Luton, that made my mind up because I thought if Foden is playing 2 games this week and one of them is against Luton, I'll have a bit of that. Yeah. So switch to Foden. Obviously, done me a little bit there, but I'm not too fussed. And 61 points for a week. I think I'm up to 31st in the league so far now. So nice halfway point. I think last week I gained 11 places. So far this week, gaining 7 places. I'd be happy in getting to the top 25 this week and really just try and sneak. Yeah, just sneak a grand out of it.
I forgot to ask Ben, where's that? That's got to be green for you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, gone up about 300 places so far. 2.6k now. Getting a nosebleed.
Yeah. Keeping up with those late riser names.
Yeah, that's all that matters. The green arrows.
Any thoughts on what your moves will be, or we've got to wait, really, haven't we? Not really much point until we know the Euros.
Yeah, it depends on those, but yeah, I'm like an Olga Fernandez and Cunha.
What about you, Ben? Quick initial thoughts.
I think I might do kudos to Bruno Fernandes and possibly captain him. But yeah, I don't know yet about the other move. I'm going to wait and see what happens in Europe.
61 for me. I think that took us to Green Arrow to, I think it was around 250 to 214. Raya with a 1 point, Virgil with a 3, Gabriel with 0. I bought Ben White in for Bradley with that jammy clean sheet. So I'll take that 9 points. Yeah, slightly disappointed that we were sort of speaking about Vardy on the stream, but Ben White was always the guy that I was targeting. Saka 4, Foden with a blank, Kudus with 8, and De Bruyne was my other transfer in for Cole Palmer. I just thought that if he's definitely going to get 2 games versus Cole Palmer's 1, I thought that De Bruyne looked good. 7 points, not bad. Darwin Núñez 4 points, disappointing. Haaland 22 with the captaincy, and Salah 3 points. I'm probably thinking if West Ham go out, then reluctantly Kudus. I think probably Bruno, maybe. And then I think I might bring Cole Palmer back in potentially for Núñez. But I won't be captaining Palmer. It'll be just to put him in, I think. But might have an inspiration to do something a little bit wild, maybe with a differential. But yeah, we'll see a bit later in the week. Should we do the leagues?
Yeah, go on. Let's fly through.
Right. Tonic Cash League in third. We've got C. Tobin in second. We've got Tony. And in first, we've got S. Powell. Tony, you want to do the second chance?
Second chance. In third, we've got G. Walker. Second, Tom Gladhill. And at top of the shop, our own Baz Bestos.
Well played. Tag team, Ben.
In third place, Sean Powell and Hugh John. Second place, Anthony Sutcliffe and Andy Barnett. And top of the shop, Baz McConnell and Ben Coles.
Good week this week, Andy. Keep it up, mate.
getting down to the wire. You can tell it's getting down to the wire because everyone in the Discord keeps asking what's the prize money.
Yeah, that's it.
People are starting to plan how they're spending it already. They've got the missus asking, are we going on holiday or not?
Yeah.
In the Tonic Patreon Cash League, Baz in third, C. Tobin in second, and Anthony Sutcliffe at top. How are you spending your winnings?
False positions then. Baz, play your part of the bus, mate. Come on.
Has anyone got the League One open? Because I didn't get time to add that to it. I was a little bit late adding that.
Have you got it, Ben?
I'll pull it up 1 sec.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Graham Payne in third, M. Warner in second, and Lee Giles first.
Well played. Championship, we've got C. Tobin in third, A. Wade in second, and we're sick of reading his name out, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Come on. Champions League places.
God, you did a Prem.
And the top three of the Premier League, which hopefully I'll be contesting next season, is third Scott Harris, second O'Higgins, and top of the shop, Baz Bestos.
Well played. Is that going to be you two fighting it up in the Prem next year?
Well, hopefully.
Bit of a rivalry forming. That's about it for this episode. We'll be back with the live stream. What deadline we got next week? I've got that open. I haven't had a look at the first kickoffs. 1 second.
I hope it's a later one so I can have a beer.
It's a late one, yeah. It's
is it?
2 o'clock deadline.
Oh, God, I'll be pissed.
FA Cup semi-finals, the deadline, the first game, I forgot which one it was.
3 p.m. Oh, no.
Yes,
yeah, 3 p.m.
Sorry, yeah, the Premier League is the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday.
Yeah, 2 o'clock deadline.
Oh, we got any reliable leaks for Luton team news and Sheffield United Burnley team news?
That's
going to be
it.
a brilliant one.
Yeah.
Then it's Man City Chelsea kick-off in the FA Cup at 5:15, followed by Wolves and Arsenal 7:30. That's a late one, isn't it, on a Saturday?
Well, if you want some help deciding which Luton players to bring into your team for Saturday,
we'll sort
deadline. Give us a follow, turn the notifications on for the deadline stream on Saturday. Yeah. See you all then, guys.
Have a nice weekend.
Week?
Couple of hours left of my weekend.
Enjoy your hours. See you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.